The juice is loose. What's going on, guys? My name is Luke Ponto, and welcome back to another brand new film review. And tonight, we are here to talk about the latest film from director Tim Burton, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. That's right, guys. Like I said, directed by Tim Burton, as was the original film, Beetlejuice from 1988. Once again, stars Michael Keaton reprising his role as Beetlejuice. I'm good. had to do the check, just in case. But also bringing back Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara reprising their roles. And you also have Jenna Ortega, Willem, Dafoe, and Justin Theroux coming into the mix right here. What's this film about, you may ask? Well, I will tell you. After a family tragedy, 3 generations of the Dietz family return home to Winter River. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life is turned upside down when her teenage daughter Astrid accidentally opens the portal to the afterlife. So when I was growing up, my parents showed me the original Beetlejuice from 1988, and I remember falling in love with that film, even though I did think it was very creepy at points. But I remember falling in love with it and watching it a bunch as a kid. So when they announced a sequel, I will admit, I did get a little nervous. But when they were bringing back Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, and Catherine O'Hara, that's when I was like, okay. And Tim Burton came back to direct. I was like, okay. And then Jenna Ortega came into the mix. I was like, okay. We saw that trailer and I was like, inject this into my veins, please. And I finally saw it tonight with my best friend Justin. And I can sit here comfortable in saying, this is not quite as good as the first movie. But this movie was awesome. Honestly, this was just a blast to watch in theaters. As a big fan of that original film, I could not be any happier with how well they respected the original film. I'm glad Tim Burton didn't just go in and just destroy the original film. He paid respect to his film, and I'm glad he did that with this movie. I will say the only slight negative I have with this movie is that there are too many plot lines mashed into one film. And this movie clocks in at an hour and 44 minutes. Maybe take out Monica Bellucci's plot line of this film, even though I do think with what we get out of her plot line, especially you get some backstory with her and Beetlejuice, I do think that was interesting, but it did not even need to really be in the movie, per se. I would honestly rather it be morely a story between mother and daughter. Basically between Winona Ryder and Jenna Ortega. And obviously the whole other plot going on and also around Beetlejuice. So I think there's a bit too many plot lines shoved in there. And it made me forget that Monica Bellucci was even in the movie. She's good in it, but did her plot line really... Was her plot line really necessary? Not really, no. Honestly, no. But that's really it, because in regards to my negatives, because I loved this movie. And then, now we're going to get into my load of positives. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. This man just gets it. I kind of just thought after, films like The Founder, I kind of just thought that Michael Keaton was just going to be in this, Oscar caliber. Like Tom Hanks, where he's just going to be doing all this, Oscar bait stuff. But then we get him back as Batman in last year's The Flash. And he was great returning back as Batman. I loved getting to see him again as Batman. And when I found out that he's coming back as Beetlejuice in the sequel, I was like, oh my god, dude. He actually wants to return to one of the roles that made him as famous as he is? Let's freaking go, dude. I was so happy to see that. And he kills it once again. He's weird, he's quirky, he's definitely strange, but damn is he funny. He is so funny. He got so many laughs out of me. As did Catherine O'Hara, who I think in regards to comedy stole every scene she had. She was so funny in this movie. most of her lines of dialogue, me and Justin were cracking up laughing. Not a lie. And we were in a packed theater. The theater was packed, mind you. We could not help but sit there and laugh because she was so funny in this movie. Winona Ryder back as Lydia Dietz. Great to see her back in this movie. I love seeing Winona Ryder back in this film. And I love her character arc this time. She, after with some of the events that occurred in the first film, kind of led to what she is now in this movie, which was really interesting. And Justin Theroux, great, also really good in this movie as well. Willem Dafoe, who you see in the Afterlife, is also really good in this movie. Really funny. But honestly, if I were to talk about my favorite performance of this entire film, it actually has to be Jenna Ortega as Astrid. She has a plot line with this guy that she meets, which I found really interesting. But also, some of her lines of dialogue I just found extremely relatable. And she is so good in this film. And honestly, after the last two films that she was in that I really did not like, which were Miller's Girl and Finest Kind, I kind of thought, I was like, okay, she's doing good in those movies, but the people around her are just not doing her any favors. This is the reason why I think Tim Burton is like the best person to be working with Jenna Ortega, because after the first season of Wednesday, which was absolutely fantastic, and now this, I kind of see like Jenna Ortega and Tim Burton being a dream team. Like, I can just sense that happening. I love the world building. I love dude, I love the aesthetic. They recaptured the magic and aesthetic of the original film with the stop motion, the claymation, the practical effects. Yes, there might be some CGI backgrounds, but with the way that they executed it, I think they did a really good job with it to a point where it's like not super noticeable. Yeah, some of it may be CGI, but with the stop motion stuff, I mean, especially like with the claymation like scene in this movie with like a plane crash, that was really well executed. And like I said, with the stuff in the afterlife, that's really, really cool. And again, the practical effects, so good. Just, oh, chef's kiss. So in case you guys obviously couldn't tell, I love this movie. As a huge fan of Tim Burton, I could not be any happier with what he was able to do with this sequel. And I honestly would love to see this one again in the movie theater. If you guys love that original film, please go see it. You guys have to go see this movie. If you're not as big on the original, give this one a shot. I think if you're not as big on the original, I could see you guys liking this one more than the original. But that's just on my front. I don't think this one is as good as the original because, like I said, there's a bit too many plot points that they try to shove in with an hour and 44-minute runtime. But other than that little nitpick, I love this film, and this is easily going to go down as one of my favorite films of the year for damn sure. So with all that in mind, I'm going to give Beetlejuice an A. Welcome back to the game, Tim Burton. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of Beetlejuice. Did you guys get a chance to see it? Did you love it as much as I do? Do you think this is better than the original? Did you somehow hate this movie? Be as respectful as you can and let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this movie. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Share this video. Also hit that notification bell right next to subscribe. And that way you can stay updated on any future video I post. Anyways guys, that's all I got for you today. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.